so these frosty tags, it was $2. You send them to my clients and stuff like that. When they purchase something else, they get a free frosty with this key tag, right? And I think like 86% of the $2 goes to Wendy Thomas Foundation. So I'm like, I'm helping a charitable organization. I'm giving my clients something of value. Sounds pretty good to me, you know. So I didn't.
And these cards expire the end of July of next year.
Okay.
But what I have found out, like ours was expired, but we hadn't used all 18 orders yet.
Oh, wow.
And it was still working after the expiration date.
Oh, wow.
I just used it last week and it still worked.
Oh, wow. Look at Libby working the system.
That's right. That's right. I need my daughter needs to be the top salesperson, right?
Need to get that 50% off.
It's awesome. I can tell you that. Thank you.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you for sharing.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning. I just wanted to introduce, I know some of you have met, some of you haven't, but Garrett Smith with Minute Mortgage, our mortgage company, is actually on the line today. So if you have any mortgage related questions, you know, now would be a good time to reach out. He is a mortgage ninja master. And apparently he's very shy. So he doesn't want to say hello. So
I'm actually in the waiting area of my car dealership, so I don't want to bore you with the badness. It's very loud, so I'm trying to be quiet.
Okay. So please, if you do have any mortgage related questions, he's a great resource. He's been doing this for a couple of years, at least a decade, right?
Yeah, and just finished up licensing in my 6th state. So now I have 6 states that I can originate in.
Wow. That's very cool. Which states?
Florida, Georgia, Maryland, DC, Arizona, and Colorado.
Okay. So
why not Illinois?
Because my boss hasn't told me to get a license there yet.
Nobody's doing business in Illinois, Brenda. Come on now. Everybody's leaving Illinois to go to Florida.
They are, but I'm doing business. I have 2 listings in Illinois.
Yay!
Well, I will suggest that to the powers that be then.
All right. So,
I have a question, Jeremy.
Yes. Go for Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy. I have a situation where it's referral and can you explain the referral and the fees?
Well, are we talking about the Smart Referral Network, or what are we talking about?
No. For rental. I didn't turn the name of the referral to the agent who listing the property. I show him the property. I did some work with him, and end of the day, she gave me only referral. And then I asked her why. She said, "Oh, because I did a lot of work for your client." What? So it's your listing. You have to do some work.
Yeah.
That's what you have a check in your hand, the $100.
Okay. So what was
I called yesterday the attorney hotline.
Yeah.
They saying you have to fight for that and call your broker, see what he can help you with, and complain on ORA.
Okay. Yeah, obviously the compensation, what was offered.
So I need help, Rhonda.
Help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Okay, obviously the compensation that was offered is not just up for her interpretation of what she thinks it was. She did more work or whatever the case may be. It wasn't a referral, right? With rentals, if you just turn it over to them and say, hey, I got this person, let me know if it pans out, send me a check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can work it. I'm talking to the whole group, right? Or you can work it, show them the property, help them with the application, keep in touch, go back and forth, this and that and the other thing, and then you get paid as the agent, which is still not enough, right? So the bottom line is I'm gonna just send me the agent's contact information or the property address offline.
You have it. You have it.
I have
The
it.
$100.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I will
Thank you.
forward it back
All
to you.
right. So just in case, there's more than one transaction going on, in our system, and make it easier if you just, send me the address if it's not too much trouble.
No. I'll forward you the email that you forwarded to me. I
You-
mean,
I love it.
and the lawyer says, no, it's not referral because you did the work. And end of the day, I told her, when is the walkthrough so I can be there? She didn't reply.
Uh-huh.
She didn't reply, so I can be there.
The walkthrough doesn't constitute as,
I
a
know, but
referral
I
or
mean,
not,
still,
right? You showed her the
still.
property.
Yeah, absolutely. And I talked to her, and we had Zoom with the landlord that was in California, and
Okay.
I attend the Zoom.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll call her up,
Okay, cool. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. That's what Freddie and I are here for. Okay.
Hey, good morning. I'm sorry, I just chimed in. I was on board, but I was actually on another one. So, what's going on with the rental? I'm sorry.
Hey, Freddie,
Watch
how
the
are you?
recording. After we're done, watch the recording.
All right. I just heard my name. I'm sorry.
No, it's a dispute, basically a commission dispute, because the listing agent just unilaterally decided to pay her as a referral instead as a rental commission, which is what she should have received because she did the work, she showed the property, she, was there on the Zoom, she did everything she could to help.
Were you involved in the lease preparation as well, Rhonda?
No, because the agent, she has to do the lease, not me, the listing agent.
Okay, but were you part of that? Did she send it to you and did you send it to the
No.
tenant?
The lease, no, she didn't. She didn't. Even every time I text her, she doesn't reply to me.
Okay.
She said, oh, I did a lot of work for your client.
Did you start a
because
file?
No, I will right now.
Okay, you see, that's the problem with not having a file. Now I have nothing to refer.
Okay, I will do it. Yeah.
So I can't even make a phone call if we wanted to.
I've been thinking of it, and then yesterday came up in my mind. No, she shouldn't send me a referral. She should send a full transaction as whatever 200 250 was.
Yeah, you have to, that's why we need a copy of the MLS listing to see what was being offered.
Okay, sir. I will do
Because
that.
the rental MLS listing will show you two fees. It'll show you a leasing fee and it'll show you a referral fee. So let me real quick. I don't know if Jeremy went over this real quick and shut me up if he did already, please. So the way rentals work specifically here in Central Florida and maybe North Florida, it doesn't work like this down in Palm Beach and Miami. It's totally different. If you're doing a lease, you're part of the lease transaction. There is no such thing as a referral down there for a lease. I mean, yeah, there is, you can do it, but, and well, I'm not going to get into all that, but so in your area and most of our areas, lease fee means that you are actually partaking in the whole process. You're showing the property, you're negotiating the lease terms, all communications between the tenant and yourself are done through you.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I did. Yes, I negotiate.
So, but then how was the agent communicating with the tenant directly? Did you give her permission to do that?
No.
Okay, so
What happened?
I'm going to give you
What happened? She put him on a zoo, and she got his contact, and she's been contacting him, and he was contacting her. Even I told him, don't contact her, and he kept calling her and contacting him.
Okay, so right from the beginning, what you need to do is call her right from the beginning. Now it's too late. The transaction's done, right?
Yes, and they moved.
Okay, so what you should have done in the beginning of the rental was, hey, listen, I'm involved in the lease procedure here. Please have all communications done through me. Okay, if that's what your purpose was. Once she
I
reaches
did.
out to him, then you pick up the phone call, you pick up the phone and you call her broker, or you call your broker so that he can call, or one of us, Jeremy and I, can call their broker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest, those Brazilian people, they need something and they start going back and forth from one to
Rhonda,
another.
be
They
careful
don't
what you say,
know.
Rhonda. Be careful
I'm
what
not,
you say.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but because he doesn't speak English, he's
Okay.
been, and they don't have a visa. They don't have a social security. I try to help them and I try to do the best. And then end of the day, she gave me referral as $100. Even I told her, when is the walkthrough so I can be attending? She's saying, she didn't reply until she said, give me your W-90, W-9, that's it.
So she's handling it like a property management company.
I think so.
Because the way it sounds like she
It's
handled
her
it like if
listing.
you,
It's her listing too.
I understand, but it sounds like she handled it as if you turned over the tenant directly to her so that she can work the deal and then you get paid a referral. If that
No,
was,
no,
I
I
understand
wasn't.
that wasn't the agreement, so we need
No,
to
yeah.
express that to them. I need a
Mhm.
file so that we can go back to the broker and have a conversation with the broker.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your help.
So guys, just be careful. The lesson here learned is if there's two ways of doing rentals, okay? There is a lease, you know, where you just turn over the tenant and they handle the whole thing, the whole transaction, and you get paid a referral. It's like you're handing over a referral basically. And then the other
Mhm.
way is if you're actually involved in the whole procedure. Okay, typically a lot of agents don't like getting involved with the whole procedure because the fees aren't really that much. I mean, like, would you say it was $250 for that, Rhonda?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of time and money or time spent doing a rental for $250. So most agents, what they do is they just turn it over as a referral and don't get
Yeah, I
involved.
wasn't. I
You
wasn't.
didn't do that. You did the
Yeah.
opposite. So you should get
Yes.
paid as a
And I
leasing agent.
didn't know that she's gonna be that way to pay me. I'm sorry to say that.
Well, it's not, unless she's the broker, it's not her decision on how to pay you. Okay, it's her
I
broker's
don't
decision.
know.
Remember, everything's broker to broker.
Yes, absolutely.
And where did that check go? Did it go to you or did it go to HomeSmart?
HomeSmart.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So yeah, we need a file. Please, please, please. That's
Absolutely.
why
Okay.
you're supposed to turn in your documents to your broker within 48 hours. That's a state requirement. 48
right, sir.
hours. You get it signed, upload it. It's not a big deal. It's quick.
Okay, doc. Thank you.
All right. So reach out to us afterwards, Rhonda. And we'll hopefully get you help straightening it out.
Thank you.
Any questions on that, guys? Any questions on rentals in Central Florida or North Florida?
Well, Julia in the chat said, where is the disclosure in writing for the fee is paid?
That's on the MLS printout. That's why we ask you guys to always upload a copy of the MLS printout to your file. So we can know what the commissions are, who the listing agent is, who the listing brokerage is, if there's an HOA, all that type of stuff. So that's your actual receipt. That's your actual receipt is the MLS.
So, but for her protection, where, when she is submitting the
She should have
renter,
had, well, what I would have done is have an agreement in place with the tenant.
yeah, okay,
That's how I would have protected myself.
gotcha.
Like a buyer brokerage
Right.
agreement, but an agreement with the tenant.
And something like that is in the forms section?
And it should have been handled right from the beginning when the other agent was kind of taking over and actually communicating with the tenant. I would have put a stop to it right there.
Yeah, that's shady.
So it's not really in the forms section. There's no exclusive leasing agency agreement.
Actually, what you can do is there's a broker transaction notice. You can fill that out, which is disclosing to the person that you are acting as a transaction broker. So there's actually if you go into your forms, there's actually a trend, and that's what that used to be required here in Florida, but no longer. There is a buyer transaction notice, I think. Oh, no, wait. What is it? Not a buyer transaction notice. Transaction broker notice. It's what it's called. And it's in your forms and form simplicity.
So Freddie, what do you think about, there's a commercial leasing, basically lease representation exclusivity agreement. I'm not saying it exactly right, but if they were to like that to me is like the easiest thing to modify to make it say what they want to say. They got to cross out like a couple of paragraphs that have to do with commercial leasing, and then line out, you know, commercial leasing and just put in residential or whatever the case may be. Would that be acceptable? Because that talks about like fees that will be paid and everything like that, to have some sort of agreement in writing with the tenant that they're not just creating their own.
Well, what do you mean
Want me
by
to show it to
creating
you?
their own? Yeah,
Okay.
I think with the transaction broker notice, that's enough. That's disclosing that you are working with this person as a transaction broker, which means as a transaction broker, you're getting paid on the deal. So applications with commercial stuff and all that, Jeremy, and that should cover us. It's actually giving notice to everyone that you are acting as a transaction broker on this transaction. Where are you going? Go to your homepage.
I'm getting there. Hold on. I understand that discloses that you're working as a transactional broker, but it doesn't really.
No,
talk
well,
about
once you're
compensation,
disclosing it,
correct?
once you're a transaction broker, you're not doing a referral. You're involved in the transaction, right?
Right, but that's
So
an agreement
that's giving notice that you're involved in the transaction.
Is that giving notice to the tenant?
Actually,
or
the
is that
tenant
giving
has to
notice
sign it. So I believe it's been a long time since I've seen it. Go into blank forms. I mean, I know we don't get to talk about rentals too much because you guys really don't do a lot of rentals in this part of Florida. Down in Miami or Broward or Palm Beach, the commissions are way different. They're not giving you just a $200 $50 fee. They're giving you actually half of their commission, just like a sale. So it's
Yeah,
doing
they're giving at least 1 month. They're giving at least 1 month's rent. in
right.
South
So
Florida.
usually rentals are 1 month commission. So if the rent is $1,000 a month, the commission is $1,000 down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach. So what happens there is if the listing agent is getting $1,000 commission, they have to split that in half with the tenant's agent.
Yep.
So people, you know, rentals are very lucrative down in that area. Here, it's a lot of work and very little money. No, where are you? I don't want, no, go to blank forms.
Freddie, while we're on this, because to me, this says between the tenant and HomeSmart that this is our agreement that I'm going to get paid, regardless of what co-op is offered or anything like
Yeah,
that.
but this is an agreement with the landlord. Okay, this is not an agreement with anybody else, and we don't have an agreement with the landlord. So this is an exclusive right to lease,
I pulled up
which means it's a listing agreement that's supposed to be executed by the owner.
Hold on, I pulled up the wrong one.
Why don't you pull up the one I say first before we go through all this?
All right. Well, my
blank.
point of
Just put in transaction broker or transaction. I mean, if it should still be there. And then go down to Florida. Transaction record, no. Type in the full word, see if it comes in. Transaction broker notice, please. And it's the same disclosure that's on the one that you're, no, we no longer have it available. I would just put it in an email. So if you know what, open up the one that says consent to transition to transaction broker, open up that. And the page is actually in there. Open that one up. And it should be like page 3 of the listing agreement, if I remember correctly. Scroll to page 3, please. Yeah, so right here, this is a single agent consent to transaction. So Florida here, it says, as a transaction broker and associate will provide you with limited form of representation that includes the following duties. All of this, which accounts for the funds. You should have gotten a copy of if there was any deposits made, all of that stuff. Presenting offers and counter offers, unless waived in writing. Okay? Limited confidentiality unless waived in writing. So this should cover you. At the end of the day, I would just, in the beginning of the transaction, is say, hey, these are personal friends or whatever it is. I'm going to be handling the transaction on behalf of the tenant. I would have done that for the first phone call.
Great advice. Thank you, Freddie.
Hey, Jeremy, this is Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys. Hey, just real quick, I haven't sent you an email yet, but that earnest money dispute I had,
Yeah.
they finally signed, so it's
Nice.
resolved.
Good.
Yeah. And by the way, your suggestion worked.
My bluff?
What you told me to say worked.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll repeat it.
I won't repeat it. I got it. Laugh.
Broker agreement. Okay. So Mr. Federico, this is what I was talking about, I think. Let me let it load up real quick. Because I think this is the closest thing that talks about the tenant giving compensation to the broker, but obviously some modifications need to be done. You know, cross this off, put residential instead of commercial. And then there's 2 paragraphs that need to be lined out as well. Just kidding. Okay, it hasn't loaded yet because I gotta scroll down. Paragraphs like F and G or something like that. Nope, they're numbers. Just kidding. Maybe. Hold on. Okay, yeah, commercial lien act disclosure. So cross this off, of course.
All right, so what basically is you're creating a new form, right? Just be
Well, not-
careful with you guys with this.
Not suggesting creating a new form because obviously they can't create a form between, you know, for HomeSmart between the tenant. They're not a party to the contract, right? So I'm just saying modifying an existing form that already has the legal verbiage in it and whatnot.
I think the buyer brokerage agreement, why don't you open up the buyer brokerage agreement? See what that has. There might be something in there.
There absolutely is, but it keeps using the term buyer, you know.
Oh, okay.
Part of the problem. That's why
Yeah, I would simply just send an email to a listing agent. Hey, I want to show your listing, but I am involved in the transaction. It's not going to be a referral right from the very beginning. As soon as you get those showing instructions.
Yeah, that's great advice. I was just thinking like, you know, again, the commissions are so low. You know, I've had people approach me all the time and say, hey, will you help me find a rental? I'm like, absolutely. It's going to be $1,000. And they're like,
Well,
what? Why? You know, and I'm like, because my time is worth money and rentals don't really pay anything down here. So if you're willing to pay me $1,000 out of your pocket, then I'll help. You know, I'll do the job of transaction broker to find you. You know, I say you go to work and you expect a paycheck. I do too. And for the most part, people say no. You know, but I at least give them the option.
I would just guide them towards a property management company
That's exactly what I
that
do.
specializes in rental. I would
Yep.
not shoot them away or try to charge them a fee because that's going to be a big turnoff. And tomorrow they're going to come to you and ask, "Hey, I'm ready to buy," and you just lost a client.
I
So
do the same thing. I tell them that I'm
my
not an
suggestion-
expert in
Yeah.
rentals. And I say, I don't do rentals. I'm not an expert. Let me send you to an expert, which is the property management company.
And
Because
That's
yes,
what I
I
do
would
too.
team
it
up,
is
and I
too
would team
little
up with a
money.
local management company. You know, hey, I'm going to be
Mhm.
sending you referrals, and you expect the same back from them. Hey, when somebody wants to purchase, because a lot of these property management companies don't get involved in sales, and I would pick one that doesn't get involved in sales. So that way, if they have any sale referrals, hey, this guy's ready to buy, and he's talking about buying, you can reach back out to that person or whatever it is, or hey, I have somebody that's interested in buying, they want to move out, and they should be shooting referrals back to you as well. That's like any
It's
business,
just-
right? Like your loan officer or your title company, they should be shooting business at you.
Yeah, I do that too. I don't take rentals exactly because of that, because you don't know how much you're gonna get paid. It's very little. It's a lot of work. So
Yeah, just
And
don't,
I don't
I
take-
say the same
I
thing.
would, a suggestion, Jeremy, I wouldn't go off charging the tenant or asking them. I would just say, hey, listen, I'm gonna hook you up with somebody that specializes in rental. Rentals is not my forte. Let me put you in with an expert. That's it.
That's exactly what I do.
And then you pick up the
Yeah.
phone, you call the guy up, and hey, I got a tenant for you. You mind shoot me over a referral? And then just make sure you get a referral agreement, right? I
Yep.
need a referral agreement to get you paid.
Yep, I like that.
And here's the other thing with rentals too, is you do it, you make $100, and then 6 months from now, they're calling you because something's broke and you got to get back involved, and it's just not worth it.
You are so right, Scott. You are so right. Or,
That is a
or
great
the
point.
landlord's doing something. They're saying, oh, the landlord, they're trying to charge me for this, and just like don't get involved. It's just like don't engage. So, and for Freddie, for the most part, the people I say, hey, I'm gonna charge you $1,000 is like random internet leads that came in through something, and I don't know them from Joe. If it's sphere of influence, then I'm typically saying, my wife used to work for American Homes for Rent. So I say that company. There's a few other companies that we send them like a list of two or three, typically three, to choose from that have a lot of different, that they're property management companies that have thousands of rentals and whatnot. To say, hey, follow up with these people.
I'm just saying, renters turn into buyers eventually. Okay. Some of them don't. Some of them will never reach there and have the American dream. But if you guide them, nurture them, work with them during those times that they are actually renting. So they rented for a year. Reach out to them. Hey, what do we need to do to get your mortgage ready? How can I help? And start. That's a way of nurturing leads as well. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a lead that's going to close in 3 months, obviously, because they got a 1-year rental. Right. But in 9 months, you should be visiting them again and saying, hey, so what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And you don't want to wait 9 months to reach out. You want to stay in contact with them, nurture them, hopefully put them through the purchase process.
All right, I have a quick, example of all that. One, when I get a call like that, I ask them, why do they want to rent? Sometimes they think they can't qualify, for example, for divvy. If they do, then great, I got myself a sale. If they don't, okay, fine. I do, and I need to get more property management companies. I do refer them to them. Then I do keep in touch, and I've been doing one, for example, that it's going to close a week from Friday, that he was in bad shape, and now he's all good, and he's closing on a new home purchase for $389.
Nice.
So
And that's where I'm going with this. Listen, we're consultants. You want to be the local expert. You want people to come to you. Don't shy these people away.
Yep.
You want people to come to you. You don't want to be chasing leads. You want the leads to come to you, right? And you want to be considered the local expert. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, some of them have no help, and there is no way of helping them. But I would say 9 times out of 10, you can guide them through the process, help them, and hopefully a year down the road, they'll be ready.
Well said, Freddie. Thank you. So I have the exclusive buyer agency agreement open. Again, it seems like the advice is, hey, don't take this task on for the most part. And I would agree with that, right? Your time is so much more valuable than a tenant, than a renter, right? Than working with a renter. HomeSmart is going to take $50 off the top. So if you get $100 check, I've gotten $100 checks before for rentals.
Well, actually, HomeSmart will take 10%.
A minimum of $50, correct?
With a minimum of $50. So if you're making
Yeah.
100, we're taking half.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
and if you do a referral, then it's 10%, which I'm still a minimum of $50. So why are you gonna? I mean, it's tough. It's tough to do rentals in this area of Florida. I would just pass it on, and if you can get some gas money out of it, great. But then I would stay in contact. I would definitely stay in contact with them, nurture them, and guide them through the process. Put them together with a credit repair person, whatever resources you may have, I would definitely help and see if you can get them mortgage ready.
That would be exactly it. As a lender, I would love to help out with something like that. We can advise the customer that may not think they can qualify for a home, what their buying power is. And if they're in a situation where it can happen in the future, we can put them on a drip campaign. I can stay in touch with them every couple of months and help them with either a credit repair plan or a savings plan, or just give them that feedback and that knowledge to know that they can make it work if they're going to put in the work. And we love to help people out with that.
And another alternative, thank you, Garrett. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow past that. Thank you. That's very, very valuable. Another alternative, other than Divvy, okay, is this is a listing that Janice has, and we looked it up on Divvy, right? So DIVVY homes.com. I think I did it wrong. Hold on. This bar is in my way of the thing here. So Divvy is a great program. You know, for those of you who haven't attended one of their Zooms yet, 47% of their people become homeowners through their program. So this is, I didn't want to log in. Sorry, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. It's like talking and chewing gum. It's too much to do for me. So you can go up here. If you haven't played around with their site yet, go ahead and play around with it. So if somebody's calling on one of your listings, I know I've had this a ton of times throughout the years, and they're like, hey, is it for rent? Or maybe they could do like, maybe the owners are willing to do like a rent to own option or something like that, or rent with right to purchase. And most people are just going to say no. But you go to Divvy Homes, right? You plug in the property address, your listing, whatever listing they're calling you about, right? And boom, it's right here. So with 2% down, right, they're doing $23.65 a month. Okay, this is, and then, you know, if they want to save 5%, if they want to save 10%, there's other options, right? Another option, okay, so Janice listed this property. We looked up this, and then we looked up Home Partners of America, which is an equally valuable program. If they are more selective about the properties that they do, they won't do like, you know, bad areas and this, that, and the other thing. Almost positive that this one qualified under their criteria. Let me look real quick. Hold on.
We don't have any bad areas in real estate, Jeremy.
What they consider bad areas. How about that? They actually do by school
We
rating.
don't have any bad areas in real estate.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
How about areas that they buy in? How about that? This darn bar is in my way. Hold on. Okay, it was coming up the other day, and now it's not coming up. For the most part, you typically start typing in the address, and it will pop up. So and maybe it's changed, but their rent rate, right? Divvy's rent rate is $23.65. Home Partners rent rate is $19.70. So guess what? We put it on Craigslist. We put it on Marketplace. Yeah, it's free advertising, right? Absolutely $0 to create ads on those two forums, right? And leads have just been coming in. Some people, you know, just, hey, is the property still available? Yeah, it is. When do you want to see it? No response. I guess I asked too much. I'm sorry. You know, another way that you can look it up though is MLS numbers. So let's try that. Oh, so maybe for some reason it doesn't fit their criteria now, and they're not willing to do it. So, but I know Divvy has a limit of $475 is their max purchase price. So,
and Divvy's not in every market, neither is Home Partners of America. So, and remember, markets are local. I'm not talking about the whole state of Florida. They are in Florida, they're just in different markets. So you have to look up which market they're in, or which market they are willing to purchase in. So yeah, the idea is to be the guided resource for these people, guide them in these different directions, these different options for them, give them the information, be the provider of information, provide value to them. And for those of you that have never heard of Divvy or Home Partners of America, these are rent-to-own properties, rent-to-own programs, where they actually, Divvy makes you do a savings account also, so that in a year or 3 years, I think it's a 3-year contract, right? Or something, Jeremy, correct me?
Yeah, it's a 3-year contract.
You have enough savings for a down payment. So if you notice here, the breakdown, home savings percent, they're taking 2% of that 2365 every month, and they're putting it away so that at the end of the 3 years, you have enough savings for an earnest money deposit, right?
I think
Is that the right? Am I saying that right? Please correct me if I'm.
Yep. Yes, you are. I have already a few clients through it.
It's, for clarity, it's 2% of the purchase price goes into like your savings account. Okay, and that's what it is to start it, to do it, to start the program.
Oh, okay.
They now have non-forced savings accounts, which is, in my opinion, less desirable because, you know, most of these people, like, how are they going to come up with that down payment, right? So this 2360, you got to read the fine print here. The 2365 per month does not include any monthly savings.
That's for that new program that Jamie put out the other day, right?
Yes, absolutely. Then you got this one here, where it's 2% down, 5% home savings after 36 months. So it shows you like what is additional going in. So the rent is just the rent, right? The 2365. You get nothing on top of that going into that savings account, right? It's 255 right here. And then if you come down here, this is a 10%, 2% down, 10% home savings program. So, I mean, it's great, but for a $275,000 home, you know, I can't help but think like most consumers are going to be like, wait, you want $3,000 a month for a $275,000 home?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Divvy's just being an accountability partner out there. That's what they're doing.
Absolutely. So, and this is another resource, right? You know, when you have people contact you and say, hey, is it for rent? You know, I constantly go to these sites, plug it in, see if it pulls up, and I'll plug it in when I list the property, and I'll put this home qualifies for rent with right to purchase program for, you know, X amount of dollars, you know, per month. So ask me about the details.
Just more options for you guys, more resources, more opportunities for people out there that you guys can offer.
Absolutely. Okay, it's about that time. Anybody have any other questions? Anything they want to share? Any questions they want to ask?
Coffee with the broker.
Hey,
Okay,
hey, Jeremy, Freddie, I have a question on the HomeSmart Real Agent. When it says under the sale, it says we closed already, but it says closing pack not received. Is that something I get from the title company, or were they supposed to send something to the broker? Or
Well, the brokerage is supposed to receive a copy of the closing statement, the final settlement statement, together with the check, right?
right, and now who does that? Is that the agent's responsibility or the title company?
Everything's your responsibility. It's your file, Julia.
No, I haven't even gotten sent. This is what's bizarre. This whole thing has been bizarre. The title company hasn't even given me a final copy. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So I'll follow up with that.
I'd be on the phone with they. So wait, they paid you. They paid us, but they didn't give us a final settlement statement.
I don't know who's been paid because I haven't received anything, but I'm supposed to get it by mail. So who knows when I'm going to get it anyway. But I'm just trying to make sure everything's in compliance. So from my side, you're saying on Real Agent, I have to get a copy of the settlement sheet and upload that. Is there anything else I need to make that file closed?
And it all depends on the file. I don't know what you're missing.
Oh, well, yeah, that's all that's red. Everything else it has a green check mark. So I didn't even look at it, but it says, once you click into it, it says closing packet not received in red.
That's just a simple follow-up with the title company and ask for the fully executed settlement statement.
Okay, gotcha. Perfect. I'll get that right now.
Make sure.
I would also ask for if they can shoot you over copies of the check too, that they're sending out.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll ask for that.
And are they sending HomeSmart their behalf to Arizona? Or are they sending it to you? What are they doing with that? 'Cause
Well,
all of that is listed on the order to pay that we send them.
Right, and I personally emailed it and HomeSmart emailed it to her. So I still saw on one of the drafts of the settlement sheet, the address wrong. I'm like, oh my God, that's your job, is to get this straightened out, you know?
Julia, it's very common with title companies to do that. I mean,
Wow.
Jeremy receives a ton of checks over at Orlando, and we're not supposed to be receiving any hard copy checks.
Okay. I did clarify that. There are some
and then instead of reading our instructions, I've also noticed that they go onto Google, they Google us, and then they find the old Orlando address and they send it to the old Orlando address.
Oh my goodness.
From a year ago.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay.
Yeah. So I would be on the phone with the title company and say, hey, did you guys get my order to pay commissions from my broker? It states where to send the check, how much to break it up, where to send my check. It tells you everything right there. And it gives you our address. Can you please follow those instructions? That's what I typically do.
Yep. Okay, I'll follow
And then
up.
sometimes they won't, and 9 times out of 10, they won't do it anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Horrible. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll follow up with them. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have another question in the chat, Freddie. Is there a link of how to pre-qualify folks for Divvy? Do you want to take this one?
How to pre-qualify folks for Divvy?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take that one. I don't know.
Okay.
Actually, Divvy, you go on to Divvy and they actually have to fill out a, yeah, thank you. Go to home buyers, right?
Well, you have to log in, you have to create an account as an agent first.
Okay, correct. Thank you.
So, okay, so he sent us a link earlier. I'll find it, Dana Thomas, and send it to you so that you can sign up as an agent, and then from there you can invite your people to apply. That's how it works. And Home Partners has the exact same platform.
Yep.
Okay. But again, Home Partners only has like a 5% success rating. Divvy has a 47% success rating. So maybe if you have like people you really don't like, send them to Home Partners. If you have people who you really want to become homeowners, then send them to Divvy, perhaps.
Jeremy, he gave us partners at divvyhome.com for agents.
Yeah,
Partners.
that's an email. That's an email. Like their support is partners@divvyhomes.com. Okay. So I mean it should just be a matter of looking around on their website just to figure it out.
You can also go into RSA, and if you go to Marketplace, Divvy will be right there as well. All of our vendors and partners and affiliates are in your Marketplace in RSA. All of them, even ones you don't know about.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So if you go over to Marketplace, there you go. Everybody's in there. I don't know which maybe generate leads is Divvy or market to my sleep. I'm not sure. One of those tabs will take you to Divvy.
That's fine.
Which one's this one? That's HomeBot. So all your tools and stuff and your partners and affiliates and resources right here, Marketplace. Manage my contacts. This is going to be your CRMs like KV Core, Wise Agent, BombBomb, Sync Pro. So these are available CRMs to you at discounts. Maybe market to my sphere. You got Agent by Design there, Zip Your Flyer, HomeBot.
Put Divvy in the search.
Yeah, that's even good. Good, great suggestion. Thanks. Yeah, just search Divvy on. You should have a search. Yeah.
Just kidding.
They didn't come up.
No, nothing came up.
They're in there. I know they're in there. And if not, then I have to make a phone call. But they should be in there.
It's as simple as, Divvy.
Well, they just came on board, so they might not have been put in there. But see, anyway, I think I've seen them already. See, Naka's in there.
Yep.
And Home Partners, we are not affiliated with, but Divvy just signed up for affiliation with HomeSmart. So yeah, they're not here in there yet. I'll get them in there. It will be available for you in the near future in Marketplace, but otherwise, just reach out to one of us. We can give you Jamie's contact, or I think somebody already shared the website, right? For Divvy, or it's divvy.com. No?
Divvyhomes.com.
Divvyhomes.com. Yep. Go in there, sign up as an agent.
Homes.com. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for attending this session of Coffee with the Broker. Y'all have a great day and go sell some houses.
Yep. Oh, no contracts training tomorrow, folks. Okay, no contracts training tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks, Freddie.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, Miriam.